everyone, it's Lisa. Today on DoodleDrawArt, we're going to draw a pig from Minecraft. And this request came in from Zane Casanova, and Zane requested it on my second channel, DoodleDrawCute. So that inspired me to do this Minecraft doodle, and it's a coloring page that you can print and color yourself. And I'm also going to be doing tutorials of individual characters that I've drawn in this coloring page. So you could head on over there and check that out. I'll put a link at the end of the video. So when we draw a Minecraft pig, we're going to need pencil and eraser as always, and then we're going to need some pinks and grays. I've got a combination of color pencils and markers, and you might also want your Sharpies for outlining. So to get started, we're going to draw the pig's face. So let's just draw a nice square here in the center of our page, just like this. Squares are sometimes tricky, not as tricky as circles. Oh my gosh, I always have trouble with circles, don't I? The good news is sketching is okay, and that's why we're using pencil to get started, is because we want our lines to look the way we hope they will. So now we'll draw the pig's snout, and the pig's snout is 2 pixels over and 1 pixel up from the bottom. So just imagine that this was divided into 8. So there's half. So that's 4 plus 4, and that's half again. So over there's 2 and 2. That means I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 in the middle. If that made any sense to you? I don't know, but that's how you could space it. And then you're going to go up 3 pixels and then over again. And then back down. So I'll just clean that up. All these extra dots and lines I made. And then for the nostrils of the pig, you're just going to make a 1 pixel square that's on the middle, and 1 pixel square that's also in the middle. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw the eyes. So the eyes are here at the next level. They're going to come from the side, and they're going to come in and down just until they touch the snout on both sides. So 1 there and 1 there. And then just divide those in half so that you have squares. And then this part on the outside is going to be black, and this part on the inside is going to be white. Great. So next thing we're going to do is draw the front of the pig, the chest and legs. So I'm going to draw a diagonal line here, just a short diagonal. It goes like this. The reason I've drawn it on a diagonal is because I'm going to show the body of the pig off to the side, and in order to do that, he has to be standing on an angle. So now I can make this line coming up to his head, going straight up, and then this one also going straight up. And you'll see that this one is longer and this one is shorter, but there's really not much chest showing here at all. Then I'm going to take this line and I'm going to mirror it down here at the bottom of his feet. So I'm just going to draw a parallel line. I said mirror, but really it's a parallel line that his feet are going to be standing on. So right here, I'm going to start and go straight down until I hit that line. And then I'm going to step over here and draw the other side of his leg. And then I'm going to follow along this as the ground is sloping up on this angle. And that'll make his little toes. So just 2 little toes of 1 pixel each. So let's do the other leg. And so for this one, we're going to come straight down from here. And then we're actually going to, just going to draw an idea of where that will stop when it's going towards the back. It's going to be like this. We're going to draw the other front edge of his leg just off to the side here. So what I'm trying to say is this line does not line up with this one. This one's slightly further out. And again, just draw the bottom along the ground and make his toes 1 pixel, excuse me, and 1 pixel. All right, so now we have this angle that is coming toward the back. And this is the angle that his body is going to be on. So I'm just sort of sketching this off into infinity. It's not going to go off into infinity, but you get the idea. And then up here, we're going to see that his body is sloping down this way a little bit. This is too high of an angle. So from here, I'm just going to send this line off into infinity. It's not going, it's probably a 12-degree angle. This is the hardest thing about Minecraft. Everything has to be sort of square. So you have to think about angles a lot. in order to make it look right. And then for the rest of his body, there's just going to be a slight angle pointing down here. So I'm just going to draw another one of these, just coming from here near the top of his head, just angling off slightly downward, not too much. All right, so these two angles help us draw the body. So we're going to have one line here, then we're going to have it coming straight down like this, and then connecting to here. So the reason I wanted these to keep going off further is that if you did keep them going even further, eventually they're going to cross somewhere just around here. And you want to think about this foot to the corner of this foot is also headed for that same point and crossing in the same area. This is how perspective works. Like there's some infinitely distant point that everything is aimed at. And yeah, really, it's kind of philosophical. But what that means is that the back foot is going to stand on the ground here that's angling away. And the front foot is also going to stand on the ground on the same angle. So that will give us the ability to draw in proportional legs. All right, so now we're going to draw the line that comes down here and connects. And then we're going to draw the front part of this back foot. And also, see this line here? We're going to draw a similar type of line just right here, aiming for that dot. Not terribly different from this, or it could be just the same. Okay, and now we can see some little toes back here, 1 and 2. And these are all of the lines that we need to draw a Minecraft pig. So what we can do now is we can do some outlining. And I'm going to outline the boxy outline part of the pig in my fine point Sharpie. And then I'm going to go back over it into the inside lines with my ultra fine point. And that will just give me more delicate details on the inside perspective parts. So you see what I'm doing here? I'm just going to tuck in and then straight back out and not go over any of those inside lines. Now I think I will do his eyeballs though with this because it colors in faster, even though these are inside lines. They need to be nice and solid. All right, so there's that. And now I'm going to switch to my thinner ultra fine point, or you could use gel pen or keep on going with your other Sharpie if you like. And so I'm just going over all of these other lines that we drew and connecting them. And then I'll be erasing all my sketch marks. If you were going to draw this pig freehand, it would be pretty challenging to do it without any sketch marks, only because of the perspective that needs to come together. I mean, you could just draw the front of the pig. You wouldn't need to see the back of it at all. But I kind of like seeing the edges, like all the different viewpoints. You just drew it from straight ahead. It's a little bit plain. All right, so now I'm going to erase all of my sketch marks and think about some extra line work and some coloring. So we know that Minecraft is 8-bit, so it's going to have like pixelized color changes. And so you can choose to do that or not. If you do, it makes it a little more complicated and also a little more realistic. So now that I've erased that, I'm just going to use my Sharpie again and just clean my lines up a tiny bit, because then I could start to see any areas that are blobby or any areas that I missed a spot. All right. That looks good. Okay, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to color the whole pig with pink. And I'm really trying to decide whether I want to do it in marker or I have a good pink in color pencil, so I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to color the whole thing. There's a big truck going by. I'm going to color the whole thing in pink, and then I'll go back and add the hints of pixels. So I'm trying to color lightly so as not to have too much pigment down on my first pass, because I can easily add more. It's harder to take it away. Although I may just take a little bit of it away with my eraser, because I find these Laurentian color pencils are pretty good at coming off with the eraser. They don't come off all the way, but you can sort of lighten them up a little bit. All right, so there's my base level of pink over the entire pig, except for the eyes. The eyes are white. Don't color the eyeballs pink. And then you have to start to think about where the darker parts are. So definitely in the nose and in the toes, those are going to be darker. So right away, I'm just going to take a darker gray. This is my darkest gray that I found. I don't even know, it's been sharpened, so I can't read you the number. But it's just a medium smoky gray, medium dark cloud gray. I'm going to call this rain cloud gray. That's not what it's called. So I just darkened up the toes with that gray, but they're still pink, right? Because there's that pink undertone in all of the shades of the pig. And the same thing with the nostrils. Now I have another gray, but this one is called just cloud gray. And I'm just going to do the nostrils with cloud gray. That just darkens them up a little bit. So I'm pretty much done with gray here at this point. And now what I'm going to do is just enhance some of these pink areas. So, you know, just by sort of focusing in on small sections where there could be pixels, I'm just going to add extra darkness in little rectangular groupings on my pig. And I'm even going to switch to like champagne and a sand color just to make the pinks have a little bit more variation in them, because that's how it does look. And you might have to look around your house to find some of the right colors for this. It's not just going to be that you have all the colors that you wanted. Well, you might. But I'm sort of fortunate to have a good collection of all these things kicking around. I find that the pig's nose is the one part of him that's more sandy pink than the rest, so I put quite a bit of that sort of skin tone color on there. All right, so this is it. I hope Zane is happy with this Minecraft pig tutorial. Minecraft is not the easiest things to draw because they're so square, but they're fun to draw. And the more you draw them, the better you get. I had a lot of fun drawing them in the kawaii style because it was like kawaii meets 8-bit, and it turned into, it was just fun. It was just a very fun little adventure. And then I made the coloring page, and I'm in the process right now of doing tutorials for all of those little characters. So you can check those out. Please comment on this video if you liked watching me draw this pig. If you have some requests, make a request. As you know, I do take requests. I'm going to have to stop coloring this pig soon, or I'm just going to have him all pinked out. Yeah, so please comment and like and subscribe and tell your friends and tell your mom and tell your teacher and tell your babysitter and tell your kids. Tell everybody to come and check out DoodleDrawArt. Even if they just like to color, there's coloring pages. And if they want to learn to draw, there's drawing tutorials. Okay, so that's it. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.